Hey guys, it's Sarah, and I'm back, I guess. I don't know. I've been gone a long time. It's really awkward for me to try to film right now. I've been filming this intro over and over again, but basically, I've been gone a long time. I did post a vlog recently from when I went to New York, so I'll link that down below in case you missed that, but that wasn't really a traditional sit-down video, so I haven't really spent time with you guys like this in a long while. Basically, I'm just like a grown-ass adult, and I got a new job this year. And so a lot of my time leading up to that in April was spent looking for a new job and trying to get a new job so I could leave my other job that made me unhappy. And so then I went to my new job and now I am happy, but then I was starting a new job, so then I felt like I didn't have a lot of time. And also when you get out of the habit of filming and editing videos, it's hard to put that back into your schedule. So those are all my excuses for you. I also was training for a pole competition. That took a lot of hours in planning in my time, and then I went to New York and there's a lot of things going on. Spoiler alert, the pole competition did not go well. I actually fell off the pole. I did not get hurt. I was pretty low to the ground. I actually think I'm going to be posting a video about that where I talk about that experience because it was really traumatic, honestly, and hard, and I actually don't want to talk about it too much because I might tear up a little bit and cry. So I want to make a video about failure, and so if that's something you're interested in seeing, I think that's going to be on the horizon. Anyway, this is a really long intro where I'm not really telling you what this video is, but you can probably see from the title that this is the mid-year book freakout tag. I have done this 3 times before. I think I did it in 2015, 2016, and 2017, and then I skipped 2018 because I was also a little bit bad at posting videos last year. Honestly, the last 2 years on my channel have been kind of rough, so I'm sorry for that. I'm glad that you're here and that you're subscribed to me and you're watching this, or if you're not subscribed to me, you could subscribe to me if you want. That'd be cool. I also have my laundry right here because, like I said, I moved. I realized that in this rendition of the intro, I didn't say that I moved, but I did move recently, so that's another reason why I haven't been posting. I just have a lot of excuses. But yeah, if you are interested in moving content, I'm probably gonna be posting a moving vlog soon and stuff about decorating my house, so I hope you want to see that. And I might try to hang some of that up while I'm talking. I might not, I don't know. We're also just gonna sit on this beautiful green couch that I got from Wayfair. It gives me a lot of like Evelyn Hugo vibes. But yeah, I don't know. I'm so bad at making videos. Let's just get into the fucking tech. Okay, I also don't normally show this much of my body. I'm not wearing a bra, so, you know, relatable things. Okay, so the first question is the best book you've read so far in 2019, and for me, that is Daisy Jones and The Six by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I don't know why I was looking at my computer. I obviously know what this book is. I actually read this twice in a row. I liked it that much. I listened to it on audio on Scribd. It just, this is like chef's kiss, just so good. I know this book is very polarizing. Some people love it, some people hate it. Basically, it follows Daisy Jones and the Six, which is a band from their inception to when they break apart, and it kind of explains why, and it's told in interview style, so you, it's kind of like an episode of E! Behind the Music, if you're old enough to remember what that show is. I laughed, I cried, I just loved everything about this book. I love all the women in this book. They're amazing. They just, I love them so much. You might like it or you may hate it because apparently that's the only 2 opinions on it. Best sequel you've read so far in 2019, and for me that is A Dangerous Collaboration by Deanna Raybourn. I actually do own this book. I don't know where it is. There's just books everywhere over there. So I tried to find it, but then I also just wanted to film this video, so I gave up. But basically, it was the 4th book in the Veronica Speedwell series, which is one of my all-time favorite series. I know I've talked about it multiple times on my channel. To give you a quick summary of what the series is about, it is sort of like a mystery Sherlock-esque book series that takes place in Victorian London, and it follows the titular character Veronica Speedwell. In the 1st book, she nearly gets kidnapped and she has to band up with this guy named Stoker, and they're both into science. Future me is here to say sorry for sounding like a complete fucking idiot. What is the word? I always forget this. She's a lepidopterist, which means that she hunts butterflies, and I guess they're like natural historians because they also preserve natural history. I don't know, they're whatever. And so Stoker's into the same stuff. Anyway, they have to partner up and try to figure out why she almost got kidnapped, and someone that they both are mutually friends with gets murdered. They have to solve it. Anyway, so the book series kind of follows them as they solve mysteries together. And there is a very slow burn romance. If they don't fuck in the next book, I'm gonna fucking die. Yeah, no, it's a really good series. You should read it. It's underrated. I don't feel like a lot of people talk about it. Anyway, moving on to the 3rd question. New release you haven't read yet but want to, and for me, that is Wondersmith by Jessica Townsend. I can't remember exactly when this came out. This could have come out at the end of last year. I don't really know, but I haven't read it yet, and it's a fairly new release, so I'm gonna include it in this. And this is the sequel to Nevermore. How do I sum this up really easily? Basically, we follow Morgan Crow, our main character, and in the 1st book, she's always believed that she was cursed because she was born on this bad day in history, and so whenever something goes bad in her town, she gets blamed for it, and so she kind of leads her life thinking that she's sort of a mistake, whatever. And so then this guy shows up and he says that he can save her and like take her away to this magical place called Nevermore. And so he takes her, and then she has to sort of enter these trials to join the, oh my god, what's it called? The Wonder Club? Something like that. I can't remember what it's called. It's been a long time since I read the first book. But yeah, I need to read the sequel because from what I've heard from Monica and Emma, it's absolutely amazing, just as good as the first book, and I just loved the magic of the first book, so I really look forward to reading this. So I need to do that at some point. The fourth question is most anticipated release for the rest of the year, and for me, that is Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. I have been waiting for this book for so fucking long. I think it was like 3 or 4 years ago, there was an article in Entertainment Weekly where Leigh Bardugo said that she was writing an adult fiction book about cults at Yale, and I remember being like, oh my god, that sounds amazing, I can't wait to read that, and then she just didn't publish it until 2019. I don't know, I was just like so upset for all these years that I've had to wait for it, so I'm really excited to read that. I just feel like Leigh Bardugo's writing will really lend well to adult fiction, and I think it'll be like edgy and cool and spicy, and I'm into that, and so I want to read it. Also, I don't fully know what the plot is, I just know there's cults and stuff, and that sounds good to me. And then number 5 is biggest disappointment so far, and for me that was Jensen Saro's book, You Are a Badass. This is a nonfiction personal development book that's been recommended to me by many people in my real life as well as people online, and basically it's just about being a badass and getting things done in your life and just being motivated and going after things, which all sounds good and fine, and I think the concept of this book is cool, so I didn't hate it. I gave it like 3 stars. The reason it was one of my biggest disappointments is because I wanted to like really like it and be like changed and moved by it. Just like didn't do what I wanted for me. There was a lot of ways that she said things and things that she brought up that I just like didn't love, and there was just some philosophies that I just didn't necessarily like the way she said them. So the 6th question is biggest surprise so far, and for me that was the first 15 Lies of Harry August by Claire North, and the reason it was the biggest surprise is because it was a really random book for me to listen to on Scribd. Basically, Scribd does this thing where if you listen to a lot of books, they kind of limit what books are available to you just because of their different licenses with publishing houses and stuff. This book was available, and I didn't know who Claire North was. I didn't know anything about this book, and I just was like, the cover looks fine. Okay, I'm gonna read it. So I listened to it, and it was really good. It is an adult fiction book about a guy named Harry August, and basically when he dies, he gets born again, and he just keeps reliving his life over and over. I wouldn't call it sci-fi, and I wouldn't call it fantasy, but it's like sciencey, but also like fantasy. Like I don't really know what to call it. It's just kind of like a normal book, but there's people in it who die and get reincarnated and like live again, and they just keep living their same life over and over. And then sometimes these people will find each other like later in life, like they just know like, oh, I'm gonna meet you in 1920 on a boat. It was just really surprising to me because it was so random, and it was just so different from anything that I would typically be like, yeah, I want to read. But I highly recommend it. It was really good, and the writing was good, and I definitely am interested in reading more books by Claire North. And then the 7th question is favorite new author, debut, or new to you. And so I actually have 2 for this. The first one being Jen Bennett, who is a YA contemporary writer. So I picked up Alex Approximately, and I really, really enjoyed it. I loved it. And then immediately after that, I read Starry Eyes by her, and both of them were like equally good to me. Like I don't normally like YA contemporary, but it was just really fun. I really, really liked it, and I really like how sex positive her books are. And the second author that I have to talk about is Emma Rio, who wrote If We Were Liars, which is a book about kids who are like in college, and they go to this really fancy college where they only do Shakespeare plays. It's kind of bizarre concept. It gave me sort of like, I've never read The Secret History, but it gave me Secret History vibes. I don't know, and I would really, really be interested in reading more books by Emma Rio. There was a lot more that I liked about that book, but I'll probably talk about it another time. Number 8 is newest fictional crush, which I don't like that question. I feel like for the last couple of years that I've done this tag, I haven't liked that question. Just because I don't really get fictional crushes anymore. I don't know, I feel like I'm at a weird age where a lot of the characters I read about are like too young or too weird, and also I have a boyfriend, and I don't know. I don't personally like fictional characters. I think it's normal if other people do, but I don't. Also, I'm realizing that my foot looks kind of gross in this frame, so I'm gonna put it down and sit up. But yeah, so I'm gonna change this question to favorite new ship, and for me, that would be Henry and Alex from Red, White, and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston. If for some reason you live under a rock and you've never heard of this book, it is about Alex, who is the first son of the first female president, and Henry, who is the Prince of England, and they fall in love. And that's all you need to know. There's a lot more that goes into that book, and there's like politics and fun things that happen, but I don't really want to spoil anything. But they're an absolutely adorable couple. Talking is hard. Number 9 is newest favorite character, and for me, that is Camilla Dunn from Daisy Jones and the Six. Camilla Dunn is everything that I could ever hope to be in a woman. Every woman in that book is amazing, but especially Camilla. She's so powerful. Number 10 is a book that made you cry, and for this I have a fairly random answer. I feel like most people would list a fiction book that made them cry, but for me it was a personal development book called The Fuck It Diet by Caroline Dooner. Also, trigger warning to anyone who's sensitive to eating or just talking about food in general or dieting, because that's a lot to do with what this book is about. Maybe skip this question if you don't want to hear about that. But anyway, it is a personal development book about intuitive eating. For those of you who don't know, intuitive eating is kind of about healing your relationship with food and just like trusting your body and giving your body what it needs and just like not being weird about food. I really love the author. She did a ton of really good research about intuitive eating and about just science and the body and food in general, and it was just really challenged a lot of my views about what it means as far as weight and like health, and I feel like I'm not saying the right words, but basically it was a really powerful book, and I'll probably talk about it again on my channel. I think it's going to end up in my list of favorite books for the year. I honestly might read it again too. It was really impactful. Like, it was one of those books that when I finished it, I was like, I ran out of book. Like, I need more book. Like, I need more help. So number 11 is a book that made you happy. So we're gonna go on a better note, and that is Somewhere Only We Know by Maureen Gu. I absolutely loved this book. It was adorable. It was amazing. I really like all of Maureen Gu's books. I'm not much of a contemporary reader, like I mentioned earlier. And so this one actually takes place in Korea, and it follows a K-pop star and a guy who is a like tabloid journalist. And if you like K-dramas at all, you'll love this. It like kind of reads like a K-drama. Like, I would love, because they speak in English for most of the book, because both of them are technically American living in Korea, but they're both Korean. I would love if Netflix made a K-drama about it, but they spoke in English, if that makes any sense. I just think it would be like a cool like American K-drama. I don't know. Hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully you get what I'm saying. And then number 12 is most beautiful book you've bought so far this year. And for me, I'm just gonna go with Daisy Jones again, because I don't know which as well. It's beautiful. I bought the UK edition because I just really liked the colors on it, and I do know that some people had like sprayed edges, but mine does not. I'm a peasant. Inside has like concert tickets, and it's just so cute and so beautiful, and I love it. Number 13 is what books do you need to read by the end of the year? And for me, I'm gonna go with Cruel Prince by Holly Black. I've never read this series, but the third book is coming out this year, and I feel like it's finally a good time to like pick up the series, because now I don't have to wait for any more books, and everyone is like up Holly Black's ass just like loving this book, so I just feel like maybe I'll like it. I don't know, I like stuff to do with like fae. I haven't really liked a lot of other Holly Black books in my lifetime, but maybe I'll like this one. The last question is favorite book community member, and for me, I'm just gonna list a couple of booktubers that I've recently been loving and like watching every single one of their videos. And first one is Common Spence. I just love Spencer intensely. That's probably creepy. He's probably gonna watch that and be like, he's just such a fun and positive and just like sweet person, and he's so funny, and I like him on screen and off screen. That was also weird to say. I'm sorry, Spencer. Please still talk to me. The next one is Mel to the Any. Melanie is a longtime book blogger. She's also like very famous on Goodreads, but she started her booktube channel earlier this year, and I just love her because she's so like soft-spoken and sweet and kind and just like a nice person. I don't know, there's something about her energy that's just very calming, and I really like her. The last booktuber that I've been loving is not even a really original answer. I feel like she's everyone's favorite booktuber at this point, and that's Cindy from Read with Cindy. Like, she, I feel like, has been taking booktube by storm. Like, she's just, her content is just so funny. She makes me feel like I've never been funny in my life. Is that depressing to say?
Ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
But yeah, that's it for this tag. We're done. We made it through a video. We have a lot of footage to go through because we don't know how to talk, but that's fine. We did it, fam. I also just need to edit it. Fuck, that's gonna be hard. For those of you who know Austin from Sovereign Novels. He's gonna actually be my roommate. So he's a booktuber, he lives here in Atlanta, and we're gonna live together, and maybe we'll make like roommate booktube content. That would be cool. If you have any suggestions for that, let me know down below. Just be on the lookout for any content from me. It would really be an accomplishment. So I hope you liked this. I hope you stay subscribed, because it's very likely I will lose subscribers when I upload. What the fuck is my outro? Oh my god, I'm having a moment. Lately my memory has been really bad, and I kind of feel like I'm dying, because I usually have a really good memory. Oh my god, thanks for watching. You're all beautiful. Have a nice day. I remembered.
Send me your location, let's focus on communicating, cause I just need the time and place to come through. Send